Tears appear to serve many functions. Golems are surprisingly inflexible. And their skeletal quite peculiar. Genders are more easily discerned by the pitch of their cries. To date, none have survived preliminary testing. Thank you for your contribution.
Hello, what's up, guys? How you doing? How you doing, everyone? What's up, chat? Nix, welcome back for 46 months, buddy. I'm glad you waited out the subathon to reset, to resub that. Thanks, man. Let's go. Let's go. What do you mean late? What am I late for? I'm missing nothing. Faye's not out yet. The new changes are out for like hour and a half. Okay. What is up? Can you guys stop stressing me out? Like I'm dying over here. I'm doing everything. We did nearly 21-hour stream yesterday. Holy moly. Okay. I still sub yesterday? No, you didn't. Whew. Late news. We're on top of it. We are absolutely on top of it. This will be on PB today. I can't wait. I can't wait for it to be up. If it's up at any given moment, by the way, message me. Message me. Brenzy, call me on fucking Discord if at any point they're out on PB. I will be there, okay? I will be there. So yeah, Dimes for Crime, thank you for 28, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it. So what do we got going on here is a video. We got a video and we got a big post explaining everything. I zoomed by the post and it looks very interesting to me. But yeah, we'll see. The items are incredible. I'm just gonna spoil that right now. The items look incredible. So let's watch the video. Let's watch the video and then we're gonna go into a deeper dive on everything. So video first. Let's go, fellas. Okay, starting off with the same part.
Out with the old, in with the new. Welcome one and all to season 2024. We've got
Yep.
quite a few changes to share, from terrain adjustments to new monsters and items. Ready to see what's coming? Let's get into it.
Oh, Rift is so open, man. It feels more Dota-y with the
Wait, where are we?
traversal.
Oh, it's top lane. These walls are different. And would you
It's a
look at that?
banana
The
wall.
Brush is now in the middle of the river. That'll make for a trickier gank path from jungle, so you top laners can focus more on your lane opponent instead of hungry junglers.
Honestly,
Terrain changes.
okay, I hate to pause all the time, but honestly, this is something that, like, top lane is a very, very unique lane in the fact that it's the most snowballing in kill matchups. So it's very, like, one bad gank can ruin you. And the fact that they made it, like, this wide open, like, you're essentially laning in the river, almost, and the jungle ganks are much clearer now. It's much more difficult to gank, which means if you have a good game knowledge of where enemies are, you should be able to position very well. So I think this is like a better way, but we'll see.
Players can focus more on your lane opponent instead of hungry junglers. We've got terrain changes across the entire map, actually. Like in mid lane, the brush is farther back from the lane now, and we've adjusted
Super
the
far
walls to
away.
both red and blue side for better symmetry.
Whoa.
Overall, these adjustments should make it a little safer to
This
play
thing
live.
here, like, this thing here feels so awkward, man. Like, this is mid lane tier 1. It feels so goddamn awkward. Like, these walls. It's like, imagine laning on blue side, and you're under your turret and you're like, what? There's just pure darkness, big ass wall right next to you. It's almost like a tier 2 on red side on top lane, which is basically turret can hit you in the jungle over the wall, like in the top lane. But it's like tier 2, you're there like very like only in mid to late game, right? Here is just like you're just laning here and you're primed up for camp.
Especially those mages with 0 dashes. Speaking of safety, change the walls opposite Baron and Dragon Pit for a bit more security while you're moving between lanes through the jungle. Finally, in bot lane, there's a new gank path on red side to make the map more symmetrical. We've also shifted the brush to the middle of the river, so both teams can more
Sheesh, dude.
Look alive down there.
It's gonna be so cold out, Zap. Yeah, he said that to me specifically, guys.
New jungle paths aren't the only thing to keep your eye on this season.
Shambler!
A new Void monster has found its way to the rift. During the early game, a camp...
Okay, I'm interested. What happens with the dragons? Please tell me that.
Voidgrubs will now spawn inside the Baron Pit. When you
3
attack a
Voidgrubs.
grub, smaller Void Mites appear to join the fight. Killing one of the Voidgrubs grants a permanent buff to your entire team that deals damage over time when attacking turrets. For every grub you slay, the buff becomes more powerful.
Oh, wow.
After the first 3 grubs are killed, 3 more will spawn a few minutes later. If your team manages to kill all 6, then you unlock the maximum buff. When you attack a turret, you'll apply the damage over time and spawn some Void Mites of your own to help take it down. Keep in mind that these grubs are an incremental camp, not all or nothing. So slaying even one can give your team
Yeah, kill one and then there's
an enemy from collecting all 6.
Yeah, so 6 will be very difficult to get unless in like pure stomps. Again, this makes like that side incredible. Like, holy shit, you're gonna have so much control in the map and pushing power and snowball, which means this has to be very well balanced out. Because if it allows you to destroy turrets easily and Hullbreaker doesn't get removed, it's gonna be...
At 14 minutes, any remaining grubs disappear, and the beloved Rift Herald enters the game with a fresh new look. Maybe they're born with it, maybe it's the hideously vile influence of the void from whence they came. If you slay the Herald, you can summon them as before to march down lane and whack turrets.
I love the new Herald.
Any member of your team can hop.
Whoa, what the fuck is that? He's got a jet! He's got a jet in the back. I love the void. It looks more voidy. It looks more cosmic horror-y. Same with the grubs. And this is something that Vel'Koz needs as a visual overhaul. You know, he needs to be less cartoony and more like a cosmic horror.
Hop on board to play Summoner's Drift.
Super
steering
cool.
The monster as they charge forward like a battle sled. Ramming Herald into a turret this way deals some extra damage, and you can run into enemies like a battle of your team can hop on. You can summon them.
What the hell?
And whack turrets. Or
you can ride a Herald.
Hop on board to play Summoner's Drift. Steering the monster as they charge forward.
Holy shit, that's so cool.
Herald into a turret this way deals some extra damage, and you can run into enemy champions to damage and knock them up. On terrain or a turret, the driver pops out nearby, and the ability to steer goes on cooldown. This cooldown resets if you hit a turret, but takes longer if you hit a wall.
So if one of our teammates does this and fucks it up, he's gonna mess up on the huge damage on the turret. He just hits the wall, you know, like failed Scion ult. And then just all wasted.
Demolition train. Now let's talk about... What was that?
I love the new spiky Baron. It looks way uglier. I love it.
Baron Nashor, Voidborn Tyrant of the Rift, is back and badder than ever before.
Okay.
When he enters the game, you'll know.
Nice.
Baron takes one of 3 forms when he emerges. Each form provides the same classic buff, but alters how he fights and determines the shape of his pit. But wait,
this elemental dragon season is over, right? Like we're no longer doing the elemental dragon thing at all. Like I'm probably like spoiling the stuff in the back, but like I'm guessing they can't combine both of those. Like we're done with the whole dragon thing. Now we're getting like Baron variations.
There's more. With Baron's entrance, the Void's influence spreads across the map, infusing the Scuttle Crab, Brambleback, and Sentinel with dark power.
Damn!
Voidborn Scuttle Crab becomes tankier and tougher to kill. On death, she sends out a massive burst like a Scryer's Bloom, revealing all enemy champions and wards in a large area.
Okay.
I bet you didn't see that coming. Likewise, the Voidborn red and blue buff require a little more muscle to take down, but in exchange, they grant the buff to every teammate who's alive at the time. So no more.
Whoa, global.
Buff, right?
Global buffs.
Speaking of cool new buffs, let's talk Infernal Rift. All versions of
What
the
the
Elemental
hell?
Rift have been refreshed to accommodate the new base terrain. Talk Infernal
How is that gonna work? So you get like 5 blue buffs essentially.
live at the time.
You get like 5 blue buffs. if they die, they give a blue buff again. It's just gonna, like, you'll perma a blue buff, essentially. Like,
So no more fighting over who gets blue buff.
after
right?
this happens.
Speaking of cool new buffs, let's talk Infernal Rift. All versions of the Elemental Rift have been refreshed to accommodate the new base terrain, with Mountain Rift losing a few walls that didn't quite fit anymore, but we've changed up Infernal Rift completely. We don't have gameplay footage quite ready at this time, so let me paint you a word picture. Instead of a burned out fire escape, Infernal Rift will scatter infernal cinders all across the map. Picking up these
What?
cinders gives a
So
small
they're
boost
still
to
doing
movement and
dragons.
a stat buff. On death, half your collected cinders explode out for others to snag for themselves. I mean, you weren't using them anymore, right?
Dude, this is just, this is so much. This is so much to absorb. They're doing quite a lot with this. The game's gonna be insanely dynamic. I just hope that the game doesn't speed up, because getting new stuff in there, getting new creative stuff in there is very cool. You know, you add more things, you change, you shake up the season. Season needed changing. We needed something. And we finally lowered the levels of snowballing to levels of Season 8 in the recent changes, like in the patch 1321 or 1320. So that was amazing. And now I'm afraid that they might speed it up a little bit too much with the grubs. Shelly, I'm not sure if it's buffed. It's like, you won't be able to use Shelly for plates because it's post 14. That's a good thing. That is a very good thing. You can only get the Herald later on, which means that the value of Herald is not that insane. The dragons are still going to be dragons, and still you want to get 4. But there's also grubs. I hope that the map changes don't create like too chaotic of an environment, you know, like getting all the buffs, all the blue buffs, all the fighting, you know. Seems like it'd be getting more interesting. I would agree, Advocate, for sure. It's getting way more interesting. I'm excited to see what happens. Like, it's hard to tell, like, anything that's gonna happen. To make a prediction whether the game is gonna be, like, faster or slower is so damn difficult right now. It's gonna definitely be more chaotic because nobody knows how to play it at the start. So we can make that prediction. Other than that, it's such a chaotic system that any sort of other prediction would be, like, too bold. Yeah, I just can't wait to see when it happens, and we're gonna spam it. We're gonna try it.
As in years past,
I
we
trust
made
in
some
the
minor
direction.
adjustments for this new season, like a lot of adjustments. For one, mythic items are out, gone.
Finally.
Poof. In their place,
3
adding,
years.
removing, and updating a bunch of items across several champion classes. Mages, assassins, tanks, enchanters, fighters, and marksmen will all notice quite a few changes when they gear up this season. For example, the new Storm Surge for those AP assassins and burst mages who really want to shock the enemy. In addition, we've
That's the
overhauled
lightning
the
one.
support quest items. Supports now have a singular item they pick up at the start of the game with minimal stats. You earn gold with this item by executing minions of any type for a flat amount, or hitting enemy champions with abilities or attacks.
Okay.
At the middle tier, you unlock refilling wards as before. And when you reach the final tier, you can choose between several upgraded items to suit your playstyle. Whether you prefer protecting your carry or more aggressive support tactics,
Huh.
you've got
Is this gonna make mage supports weaker? Because they're gonna be sharing the item at the start, and only they're gonna go they're gonna be unique a bit later on, which is gonna transition them to mid to late game. But I think early game mage supports might lose a little bit of value with that. We'll see.
got you covered. While you're running around the new map with new monsters and new items, you should keep an eye out for old grudges. We've added a handful of champion quests that will trigger when certain champs are in the same game. Defeating your quest rival on the enemy team will grant a tiny buff. While it won't significantly impact the game, it'll be a nice reward for you Renekton mains to finally stick it to Nasus. Many of the changes we've made this year
Okay,
are
I
overhauled this
wanna
old
hear this
wood
again.
works. We've got you covered. While you're running around the new map with new monsters and new items, you should keep an eye out for old grudges. We've added a handful of champion quests that will trigger when certain champs are
These
in the
were
same
awesome.
game.
Like when I first saw like the Rengar versus Kha'Zix hunt is on at like level 16, it was just a shocking thing to see in a game. I love it. So there's gonna be more.
Is it just me or are the lanes and river extra thick?
They're really thick, baby. Ika, thanks for a resub, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back. So, I mean, Zillion Velkas might have one. Or Velkas Belveth could have one. Azir Zereth. You know, it could be very, very interesting. Like here we have, they teased Shen versus Zed. That's gonna be cool. Like, there's cool ideas. Maybe Yasuo Yon. I like those. I really like those. They make every game kind of unique because you have 160 champs. And it's kind of rare that you see the combination of the two appearing and you get to the certain factor that triggers the quest line. And then you actually get to play it. So I like that. I like that. That's kind of awesome. Let's see. What do we got? Who's that? Stevie Wonders 46. Appreciate it, Stevie. Holy shit. Welcome to the Squid Squad, homie. Welcome. Thank you for the prime. Hell yeah. Bro said, well, may get a cut. Yeah, my bad, my bad. My bad. Jess is best. Thanks for the 50 bits. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, let's see what else we got.
Rival on the enemy team will grant a tiny buff. While it won't significantly impact the game, it'll be a nice reward for your Renekton mains to finally stick it to Nasus. Many of the changes we've made this year are...
The Zhonyas, man. 3.1k, by the way. 3.1k for just the status effect 60-60. This is very weird, okay? Because what happens with the Zhonyas, like, this is like a completely different item now. Completely different. Wait, what? Tooltip wrong has extra 120 AP. Oh, okay. Okay, so like, I just got 5 billion messages. People are saying that he also has 120 AP. This is a mistake. Okay. Okay, guys, never mind. I was about to say this changes the item completely because you would buy it usually for the stasis only, you know? To have 120 AP, but to be expensive is kind of interesting. 3.1k. I like it being more expensive, but also makes it really tanky. Like, the fact that you get 60 armor and 60 MR. It's interesting. So it will be, so think about this. This brings up a very interesting dynamic here. So squishies are not incentivized to buy Zhonyas because they get way less value from armor and MR. They only buy it for the stasis effect. So it's gonna be this dynamic of how proportionally do they need the stasis effect versus how much money are they willing to sink into a shit item. Right? Whereas somebody like a Kali benefits from these because she's going to go tanky 3-4k HP anyway, and she's going to benefit for both armor and MR, and stasis is bread and butter. So those champs will get it a lot of the games. But on squishies, it's not very incentivized. So it's going to be very costly to purchase, and it's going to make a lot of decisions between the items. Interesting approach. We'll see. Crown was removed.
Easier to understand. This goal includes a lot of adjustments mentioned previously, or smaller changes like simplified tooltip language. We also just want to make it feel better to be on the Rift. Listen closely and you might notice the music changing throughout the game based on where you are or what you're doing. Baron boss music, anyone? And now you can celebrate or commiserate with your teammates in a language everyone understands, the fist bump. Okay, that was a lot to cover. In summary, new terrain means new gank paths in every lane. Voidgrubs are now a thing. You can now drive the Rift Herald into battle. Baron looks scarier and the Void is everywhere. Infernal Rift is really changing. There's a bunch of new items. Some champs are bringing their beef onto the Rift and explode into sparkles and fireworks.
I'm hyped.
Got all that?
All good change. I got it. I got it.
Details. We unpack everything in the article linked.
Yep, I got it. I got it open already.
In January, when season 2024.
I love it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I made a tweet already. This is the most been excited about League in years. I can't really remember when I was this excited about this game. Think about it. The game slowed down. We're getting new season. We're getting new fucking changes. Mythics are getting removed after 3 years of terrorizing the Rift. We got Hui, the new champion, a mage invoker style. It's super creative. Well, I mean, it's a bit derivative of Dota, obviously, but it's creative in terms of gameplay. You can do a lot of things. So I love it. I'm so excited. I'll be spamming that, and yeah, I will be the best Hui on the planet. By the way, I will be spamming that champ. It's very awesome. The Voidgrubs are a big question mark. That's the... Actually, no. I think the terrain is the biggest question mark, not the Voidgrubs. But I think they... I honestly trust the current Riot team in the direction which they're moving the game. They've been very vocal about what they're doing and why. Regardless of the whole Vel'Koz shebang and all the issue, we don't want to get caught up and biased into that. Overall, all the changes that they were doing in the last few months were on point. And they're very communicative. They know what their general direction of the game is. They know what they want to do, and they're doing very well. I honestly believe them. So yeah. I honestly believe them. So let's see this. That's the flashbang. Boom. Let's see this and start reading slowly and figuring it out. We'll start hitting PB today. What does today mean? 18 minutes ago. What does today mean? When is this gonna happen? Anytime it happens, you guys, Brenzel, or you call me, okay? You call me on my cell phone. The hotline blink, okay? In about 3 hours? No way. The difference with Hay is regardless he's weak, nerves to the ground, his complexity is its own reason to continue playing. Precisely! People are so fucking brained. I wanted to tweet about it, but I didn't want any more like stupid drama. I'm too lazy to read all the comments, because I like reading comments in case people say something insightful. I wanted to tweet about Hay, but I just didn't want to bother listening to people. How are they going to balance 10 abilities? How are they going to do that? They can't balance 2 abilities. Haha. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? The character will not be that. Like, Aphelios number 2, Aphelios number... They're completely different character. It will be a much easier to balance. He will just need to have an expression for high elo. And if it's designed for high elo, fair enough. If, like, people in low elo can't pull it off, like, fair enough. That is their specific design choice. As long as it doesn't ruin the game. Because... The disproportional in reverse is dangerous, right? If a champ is balanced in competitive and high elo, but broken in low elo, it breaks the game. But if he's useless in low elo, nobody cares, because low elo you can run anything if you're good at it. But if it's balanced in top elo, if that makes sense, right? So you want champions to be organized around the top of the ladder, and the bottom of the ladder, it's like they can kind of skew a little bit as long as they're not skewing upwards. So yeah. Before they out, we wanted to talk to you through the changes you'll see coming to Summoner's Rift. We're eager to hear your feedback, so make sure to hop on PB to test out these updates out and give us feedback. I shall do that. Where? Yo, is there a link for feedback? Did they give us a... I don't want to fall into the same trap. Okay, where? That's the question. Where do I land the feedback? Anyway, housekeeping note. Housekeeping. Things will be in pretty early state, obviously. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of placeholders on visuals, names, and whatever. FX names, stat values, and more as we continue to refine these items while they're on PB. That's what PB is for. This is going to be the first pre-season that's essentially entirely played on PB. So the real season begins in January. And until then, we're going to have like a, month and a half of basically just experimentation in PB. And as is PB right now, it will not make it to live in that state. It will get changed for sure. A lot of different things. So yeah, that's why the thing I'm worried about the most is the map terrain, because map terrain, I doubt it will get changed because it's tied into a lot of different things in the background. So map terrain, the new map is like the most finicky thing. They can kind of change. It can really impact the gameplay in a way because it's such a chaotic system. It might really mess it up. It might mess up the game and like ruin certain dynamics without even understanding it, you know? So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Everything else, like the grub can be balanced, the dragons can be balanced. Everything is fine, you know? What are you saying? What is bro saying? Tilly, what are you typing? Anyway. Barring massive table flips, this preview page won't be updated after publishing. Fear not though, when 14.11 patch notes come out, the changes go live in general, they have final details usual. I understand. I'm in here. I'm on PB, but there's no patch yet. We're waiting, you know. Okay. Disclaimer. While quite a few of those changes are Void related, I want to let you know that there will not be a Void event. One last note. We'll have a few additional dev blogs coming out over the next 2 weeks. Talk about those changes in much more detail. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. Voidgrubs and Void Mites. So we're going to be getting a lot of these. Like, look at them. They're so funny. They're so
popping up every time.
Exactly. Just keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Don't worry about it. Thank you for the 34, man. Appreciate the prime. Love you, man. Yeah, no Void event. Whatever. I'm glad that the map is going more voidy. Okay, so the focus has shifted from the elemental dragon to void. It's basically like a new season. It's like instead of fighting on planet Earth and all that, we're going to Namek. You know, it's going to be like a totally different vibe, different dynamic with same old characters. So it's going to be very cool. We got brand new residents moving into the Barren Pit this season, the Voidgrubs. So basically like the big carriers, and they drop a bunch of these like head crab-esque toad poles. So yeah, I'm guessing you're going to be wanting a lot of AoE. They seem to be doing nothing, like 2, 5, 7 damage. It's kind of shit. What I'm hoping, because I'm seeing 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, and then 12. I'm hoping that these Void Mites, they do piss damage, but the more they hit, the more damage they deal. So they become very, very deadly very quickly, you know, unless you dispose of them. So that might be interesting, but we'll see. Herald, each game before despawning at 40 minutes to make room for Herald. Okay, 3 Voidgrubs will spawn at 5 minutes. Each will have a respawn timer of 4. And maximum 6 can spawn the entire game. So if you clear them at 5, you're going to get them at 9, all of them, and that's it. You don't get anything until 14. Whereas if you kill 1 at 5, other 1 at like 9, the last one at 10, they're going to all be spawning. And if you kill the last one in the initial 3 at 10, basically you won't have a chance to get this, because at 14 they're going to despawn. So as long as the first isn't cleared, by 10 it's impossible to get the 6 stacks. So if you want to play like a bit of a late game scaling comp, you don't want enemies to accelerate the game, you're probably going to be wanting to defend that, or steal one at least. Vinagrod, each Voidgrub will unleash a swarm of Void Mites to attack the enemies. Should you manage to take down some Voidgrubs, your entire team will earn the Hunger of the Void buff, which will give the user damage over time to structures, the buff based on the amount of Voidgrubs you manage to take down. And when you manage to take down 5 or 6, you also periodically summon 1 or 2 Void Mites respectively to help you take down. So that's like a crazy scaling. Dude, it's so cool, man. This feels like such a TFT thing, you know. Oh, you have like 4, but you have 5, you can spawn a 1. If you have 6, you can spawn 2, you know. It's like different augments that you're getting, you know. It's very cool. Rift Herald is back to have a brand new Voidgrub inspired look, but Shelly's appearance isn't all that changing. When you crush the Idle Herald, Rift Herald spawns as usual, but the user or an allied champion will be able to right-click the Herald and jump onto them. I'm hoping, okay, here's something for solo queue. I'm really hoping Herald doesn't lose too much value if you don't drive him. I feel like it would be better to have the baseline Herald value, and then driving, if you do it exquisitely well, you can get rewarded for it. But driving should not be the norm, because in solo queue that will be misplayed like 50% of the times, probably even more. So it can become very, very frustrating. Much like the mechanic of popping the eyeball for like 4.5 seconds, and your jungler is dog shit. He does that in front of enemy turret. Syndra comes in, stuns him, he loses the Herald, right? So that's why they lowered the cast time and made it uninterruptible. So it's a really awkward design for solo queue. I hope that's how they do it, and I think they've learned the lesson, so they should do it that way. Allowing Rider to steer Shelly, similar to Cyan Ultimate. If you charge Herald into a turret, they will do more damage than if they charged into one uncontrolled, which is fair enough. That's kind of how it should be. If you happen to run to enemy champion, they will be damaged and knocked airborne. Once you collide with terrain or a turret, the champion riding Shelly will be knocked off, going back to their usual selves. Man, there's so much stuff. As it turns out, the Void is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of 2024 updates. Having expanded its presence throughout the map, Blue Sentinel, Red Bumblebee, and Rip Scuttler are looking a little voidier. I love it. Once Bear Nashor, this is what I'm curious about the details, the Nashor and 3 options. The next time Blue Sentinel, Red Brambleback respawn, they will rise again as Voidborn Sentinel and Voidborn Brambleback, respectively. Holy shit, they're stealing ideas from my video game that I designed in League RTS. God damn it. Anyway, this transformation also comes with increased durability and making them harder to take down, but fret not because the extra effort is worth it. Now, when slain, red and blue will grant their buffs to the entire team of players. Yeah, it's more like a Nexus Blitz thing, you know. No, but it's kind of funny. They're doing my I had quite similar ideas written down. I have them on my own old phone in Notepad. When I would travel, I would type, because I was bored, you know. If I'm sitting in like 4 hours, I would lay it out. Similarly, after 20 minutes, whilst Rift Scuttler rises, Again, it will be slain. It shall be Voidborn. Massive Scar Bloom. I'm guessing this is like all around, not directional, depending on when you kill it. Revealing all champions and wards in large surrounding area. Yeah. Similar scars, all wards revealed reduced to 1 HP. So they're the 3 Barons. So the regular Spiky, the Horn, and the Eye. Okay, so you have the Prophet Baron, you have the Horn Baron, and you have the Plain Baron. In line with the visual update, we also made Herald Baron himself. He will also be getting fresh coat of pixel paint. I love it. I love the Baron design. He looked pretty bland and like a regular character. Here it feels more like menacing, spiky, ugly, you know, kind of how it should be. This type of pit is very, very Dota-esque, like with the Roshan. It's very interesting. So you have this type of pit. So this is the Prophet, the eyeball one. It's wide open. Okay, you have the horn one, which is kind of closed. And you have the spiky one with the middle thing. Interesting. New configurations create variation. Oh, the all-seeing Baron closes off and opens up both sides, creating a tunnel. These new configurations should create variation how Baron fight plays out game to game. And I also think Baron's going to have different abilities during this. So yeah, we'll see. In order to make each Baron encounter more unique, we also add different attacks for each Baron. Yes, precisely. All-Seeing Baron opens a Void Rift that creates a damage over time zone within a new tunnel pit. So basically that one is like you want to spread out against that one. That's why you have this wide open area. It's going to do like crazy rifts. So you're going to be attacking like from this side, from this side. It's going to create some very interesting dynamics for team fights there. Yeah, let's see. Territorial Baron pulls champions near him with his handy new hands. Finally, the Hunting Baron blasts all nearby enemies with lightning from above. So I'm guessing this is the lightning one. And that's the Territorial. Holy, Barons are so cool, man. I felt like Baron was bland for years. I love the new update that they did, because before he looked like just like one boring worm, you know. There's like a very fun image. After that, they made him a lot better. But now he finally has identity, actually. So I'm really happy about that. He should be powerful. Like when you come to Baron, you shouldn't have like fucking Master E go AFK and do it. You shouldn't have Warwick just auto attack him to death. You know, you wanna do something cool. You know, some cool lightning effects, a little bit more interactive, a bit more like moving, sidestepping. This is gonna play out at the very high level league in a very, very interesting way. And I love it, because when you try to interrupt the Baron, enemy team, the only thing enemy team is basically trying to dodge is you. And depending on which characters you're playing and like what range you have, that's all enemies have to think about when they're doing Baron. They just do it AFK. But now, Barons are going to also do interesting things, which is going to make them adapt their strategy. So it's going to lead to some... It's going to lead to some like higher skill ceiling in terms of doing the correct Baron. In terms of both macro and micro. So I think that's going to be very cool. Very, very cool. Like imagine you try to interrupt the Baron, but the Baron is like casting his ability. And he's casting the ability which does like some shit in the middle. You know enemies are going to be to the sides and they're going to be zoned. So that will change, that will alter your approach in how you choose to engage with the Baron fight. Right? Because then you can do different things. Okay. So instead of trying to read textual differences, change allow me to demonstrate instead. So yeah, this is the top lane with the pixel brush. This banana here, which is very thick. Very, very thick, both of these now. This area looks very, very dark. Very dark and deadly, treacherous. Invading top sides seems very rough. This here is wide open. I feel like the entire map is now like more cluttered. That there's like more stuff going on. And again, the basic rotations will not be as basic anymore. It's going to be like you can get caught in mid lane. If you're a mid laner on red side, rotating this way, you can get caught. Like, look, you're a mid laner here. You're under a turret. Here you're dead. How crazy is that? Like here, you're in utter safety of your turret in range. Here, you die from a Rengar in a brush. You get caught off like from this edge, you insta die. Right? So these rotations are very, very interesting. It's easier for you as a mid laner to rotate. Like, let's say you're Xerath and you want to ult the bottom side. From here, boom, you walk here and then you ult. But then again, if you don't have sufficient vision and control, it's more and more difficult. Mid lane dives are going to be interesting. That's kind of wide open now. There's no this like ultimate safety on the red side, on the right side and like left side here respectively. Very, very cool. This is going to be the biggest change. I think like despite the Baron, despite the Dragon, despite the Void theme, Grubs, I think the terrain is going to alter the game state by far the most. And it's one of those things which is not going to be alterable, okay? This will not be changeable, right? Voidgrubs, they're broken, they destroy turrets too fast, boom, just shred the numbers by 40%. Fair enough, it's balanced. Balance the reward versus a risk. Here, you can't do that. This is final, right? The terrain is final. So this is going to alter the gameplay by far the most, and we just have to adapt and see how it goes. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be like a whole new game to learn, much like Alcos did. And I like the Alco change. Now you can't even imagine the game without Alcos. And all of that, like that's also Dota inspired. This map style, more porous, is also Dota inspired, which I love. The new Mage Invoker character, also Dota inspired, which I love. Everything they've done that was Dota inspired was brilliant so far, including the auto chess. So I just keep doing it, man. I love it. I love it. Given the terrain change, we introduced the set. We also need to adjust some drakes. Yeah, like Mountain and Infernal. This includes moving a few small walls and brushes for Mountain and Ocean Drake. However, after we spent so much time building walls across the rift, we took a step back to look at Infernal map changes again. Now, once the Rift Herald is locked in, Infernal Cinders will spawn around the map. Wait, what? Infernal Rift. Okay, so if you get Infernal Rift, Infernal Cinders will spawn. Each Cinder will give the champion that picked it up adaptive stats beneficial to your champion a burst of movement speed. So like an aggressive Bard Meep on the map randomly. Upon death, champions will drop half of their Cinders, which can then be picked up by any enemy and allied champions. This is so weird, man. This is so weird. It's like temporary power, but you can't fuck it up. We wanted to experiment with these changes after considering player feedback about Infernal Rift being the least interesting in terms of gameplay. Our goal is that they will help us create more interesting map. So now the Infernal is going to be the most snowbally, I'm guessing. It's going to be very deadly when you see it, and it's going to increase the... I like that there's a dragon that increases the stress and the risk of game, which also leads to different tactics. And yeah, like if you're playing a scaling comp and this Infernal Dragon happens, enemies are gonna try to play more aggressive. You kind of have to adapt your playstyle. It's gonna be interesting. Fizz bumps. Okay. The item thematic vote result. What? New item thematic vote result. What is this? Last month we introduced you to Go Fast with Friends, a new tank support item that speeds up allies follow you into battle. We tallied up the votes from around the world, and while the results were incredibly close, Trailblazers took the lead 35%. Eerie Invitation got 34, and Scouts Fanfare got 31. What the hell? Make the path while moving, build up 20 move speed. At maximum stacks, I'll leave a trail for allied champs, 15% movement speed. Your next stack discharge, build up move speed, melee champs at the top, slows target. So like an AoE Deadman's. Health, move speed, whatever. Okay, dynamic music is cool. That's a cool idea. Now, I'm hoping they're doing this to pad in the idea of individual sound packs that are purchasable by RP, which is also an idea I laid out in a video in 2018 that they should do. And I think that's a cool way to approach the game. So you can have different voice pack announcers and you can have different music, and the music can scale depending on how badass the things happening are. Like if you have 4 kills, 5 kills, the music should kind of ramp up. Anyway, and here are the item changes. Item changes are just crazy. I've seen these on a glance and it's incredible. So the first thing you have to know is mythics are getting removed. Mythic removal is exactly what we needed. We talked about that for 3 years that we need to remove that. Where's the... This is like an old tweet from 21, okay? February 2021, nearly 3 years ago. Okay, they were talking about mages. Mage items are boring, completely undefined. There's no trade-off or creative builds. Everything you buy gives you HP, mana, CDR, AP, all roughly in small numbers. Mythic also pads those stats. There's no glass cannon build, there's no execute, there's no artillery class, there's no poke. Everything is just a failed ass bruiser. So you're just wave clearing and you're a failed bruiser. So that's kind of what I wrote, like, very, very long time ago. It's 2023. Wait, really? Wait. Oh, this is... Wait, I thought it was 21. Never mind. Basically, we had similar posts. What the fuck? So this is like, what, almost a year old. That's not that old. But yeah, I retweeted this thinking it was older, not gonna lie. But whatever. I thought this was 21. I got debated. But yeah, you guys know we were talking about this the entire fucking time. And yeah, mythic removal is great. So now we're gonna get items like this. Okay, we're gonna get items like this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. And people reading this on the first is gonna be like, oh shit, this is too broken. This is too broken. That magic damage, true damage, critting on low targets, 120 AP, crazy damage. But think about this. You get no haste, you get no HP, you get no mana. Meaning your wave clear is shit, you're only itemized, you're designed to execute enemies and kill enemies. If you take this, and you slightly fall behind in the game, this is horrible. The 12 magic pen is irrelevant, really, if you fall behind and enemies start getting a little bit of MR. So this is only snowballing, killing enemies. If you fall behind, this is horrible, and it takes you too long to buy it because it's 3.2k. So that's what the item trade-off is. That's what good trade-off is. You're not going to be getting bullshit stats out of nowhere. So that's just one of the items. So we're going to go over here and look at them all. Dear because I'll look into it. I'll check it. Yeah, I think Ludens, they just changed the name to disenfranchise it. As part of 2024 gameplay changes, all sport items and quests have been combined into a single starter to help demystify sport itemization decisions. While that might sound like we're oversimplifying things, we're also adding 5 upgrades for this item. Now, once your support quests have been completed, you will be able to select one of the 5 upgrades. Our goal was to support every champ in the role, so now we can pick whichever one feels bait. Okay, so these are the 5, right? Wait. No, this is like this is the regular one. Item cost 40 gold. So this is the base one. You buy this for 40 gold, and then you get... Is this like a mistype? Is it supposed to be 400? Are they just fucking around here? 30 health, 25% region. Yeah, it's 400. Support quest, earn 500 gold from this item, transform to runic. Okay. Gain a charge every 18 seconds up to 3. While nearby an allied champion, consume a charge to earn gold by following methods. Damaging abilities and attacks against champions or structures grant 30 melee, 28 gold. It's insane. Killing a minion by any means grants you 20 gold and the nearest allied champion same amount of gold they would have received had they killed a minion. So you can do this and this. So it's basically 2 in 1. So this is the upgrade, the base one. Once you get 500 gold, you get better stats, better region, more gold per second, and then you want to get 1k. It also gives you more gold now, because usually people in mid game kind of get lost on the map and they don't really get as many stacks. So you get more stacks in laning phase generally of this. So I think they upped this to kind of get you to speed. So your early seems to be pretty shit. It's gonna be weak. You basically get no AP in as an mage poke, right? If you want to do that, the early game is going to be way more supportive, but you have potential to scale. You may notice Bounty of Worlds is almost exactly the same item as Runic Compass. Well, you notice right. Bounty of Worlds is an in-between state. Yeah, so once you upgrade this, you're only allowed to upgrade again, right? So basically it gives you the same shit. but then you can upgrade. All upgrade items will share the same stats with differentiator being upgrades mentioned below. Okay, so everything is going to be just this again, like 200, 75, 75. So all of them give you this. And then you have 5 variations, which we're going to go over now. So passive Blessing of the Mountain. Become blessed to reduce incoming champion damage by 40% melee, 25% range, lingering for 2 seconds after taking damage from a champion. So like a mini crown. When the reduction wears off, unleashes shockwave around you that slows nearby enemies. Like a Leona W kinda-ish. Slowing by 50% effect, refresh after leaving combat for 15 seconds. Interesting. I like that. I like that. Very, very simple. Cool. Okay. Slowing or immobilizing enemy champion grants you a nearby ally with the lowest amount of health, 120 bonus health, and 90 movement speed for 4 seconds. Whoa. So you can theoretically play AP poke healer mage with this. Like Vel'Koz, you can heal people. I get 90 move speed. Interesting. Very, very interesting. 90 seems a bit crazy for you in the ADC. I think they're going to have to lower this number. We'll see. Spellblade. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced with an additional 75 physical damage on hit. If the target is a champion, apply Expose Weakness, increasing damage you take by 12% melee, 8% range for 6 seconds. Interesting. Interesting. So this is basically like an assassin variant. Like if you're playing Pike, like you want to have that. That's like the Leona Nautilus stuff. This would be like the healer variant of slowing or immobilizing. Like let's say that this could be like something like Nami, or probably not Nami. She can't really... Well, she can immobilize, but not in a poke way. Like Vel'Koz Q is pretty good for this. To proc it. You want abilities that can proc it easily. Dream Maker. Gain a blue dream bubble and a purple dream bubble every 8 seconds. Healing and shielding another ally blows both dream bubbles to them and empowers them for 3 seconds. What the hell? Blue bubble reduces 140 incoming damage on the next hit, and purple bubble grants 90 bonus damage on the next hit. So like 1 shield, 1 buff, and you kind of get both. This is more like a just pure utility on a character. And you got Zub, Realm Spike, Void Explosion. Something tells me there's going to be a good one. Dealing ability damage to a champion causes an explosion at the current location that damages the target and nearby enemies, dealing 50 plus 3% max health. Wait, why the fuck max health? Magic damage capped at 300 against monsters, 3-second cooldown. Holy moly. What? Wait, why is this max health? 50 damage. So you pop, do 50 damage, 3% max health. Oh, is this 3% max enemy health or your health? I'm guessing it's enemy health, right? So it's more like anti-tank thing. Because it's a void. Because the void is basically like to deconstruct enemies, punish them, you know, consume them. So regardless how much HP they have, you should be able to like damage them. So yeah, there should be like enemy health. So yeah, let's just put this into context. If you're like in laning, which this will not be in laning, because you have to upgrade this like very later on. This is gonna happen around 15 to 20 minutes. You're gonna get this item, right? So at that point, enemies are gonna have 1500 to 3000 HP, depending on who they are. So from the minimum of the 1500, you're gonna do 95 damage, right? You're gonna do 95 damage to 140 to the 3k HPs. So you're gonna do pops of 100 to 150 damage essentially on enemies. Bonus with this. So if you're playing Vel'Koz and you drop a Q, he does extra 150 damage in poke. 3-second cooldown. That's kind of crazy. It's not a unique per champion cooldown. It's not like Night Harvester, but it's 3 seconds. It's fairly short. So you have that kind of poke. So this one seems like the best one for mages, I think. Okay. Let's go. This is the interesting part. The mage items. Removed Crown of the Shatter Queen, bye-bye. Everfrost, bye-bye. Legion Leader, bye-bye. Demonic Embrace, bye-bye. Night Harvester. I miss Night Harvester. I wish I would do a similar version of it, just without like HP or like more interesting, but whatever. Luden's Tempest, I think it gets changed. Stopwatch, bye-bye. We don't care. Malignance. I love this one, okay? Malignance is gonna be awesome. 3,000 gold, Lost Chapter, Codex 900. Fairly easy purchase. Look at this. 400, 350, 400, 460, or 500, depending now. Because I think the other one gets lowered. Pretty cheap item components. 3,000, regular item. 80 AP, 20 ability haste, 600 mana. Ultimate power. Gain 15 ability haste for your ultimate. Ultimate Flames, whenever you damage an enemy champion with your ultimate, burn the ground beneath them for 3 seconds, dealing 60 plus 6% AP, magic damage per second, and reducing their MR by 6 to 12, level scaling for as long as they're in the burning ground. Holy hell. Okay, so let's say, yeah, like, basically if you do Malzahar, you're just gonna shred them. Okay, that's gonna do extra 200 damage, gonna reduce their MR by like 30. It's gonna get 35 haste from your thing. It's gonna work on something like Vel'Koz very well. I don't know if this is gonna be like, how is this gonna work for stuff like Zereth ult when you're spreading your thing, like pa, pa, pa. Is it gonna keep spawning these like everywhere and just create like a very infested ground? That's gonna be very interesting. With Vel'Koz, it's naturally good because Vel'Koz ult slows, which is gonna make them stay longer on this. In total, it can do 200 damage. You're never going to do 200. I think it's going to be fairly small AoE underneath them. I think they're going to run out of it fairly quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. It's going to be extremely interesting. Some champs are going to fit better. Some champs are going to fit terribly, like Rise, because it cannot do damage with ult. But yeah. Like Zillion can't use it, you know. It's just, that's something like this is the item that I read that led me to believe that Riot took inspiration from 2v2v2v2 Arena, and they've decided to be a bit more like Devil May Care and a little bit more creative in terms of items. I feel like they just would have never designed something like this before. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very cool. Like, yeah, there's a lot of characters that are going to be incredible with this. And some of them just won't be relevant at all with it. Okay. Caster Companion. 3,000. Lost Chapter. Alternator, baby. 700 gold. So 90 AP. These are very important, these APs, because for the reference, like we can look at the older ones. Pretty much same, plus 10 AP. Okay. So it's a bit more like damage-oriented, less ult-oriented. Gain a shot charge every 3 seconds, up to maximum of 6. So for 18 seconds, you're loading up. Damaging abilities consume all shot charges to deal additional 40 plus 8% AP magic damage to the target and 1 additional target per charge. If there are insufficient targets in range, for each remaining shot, repeat the damage on the primary target, dealing 35% damage. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a interesting, like, look at this. So you gain every 3 seconds. So while you're going to lane, you're always going to get them. While you're roaming, you're always going to get them. Basically like 18 seconds. And then you stack these. One does like 40 plus, I don't know, if you're 100 AP, it's going to be like 50. Yeah, this is probably going to be the Ludens, because Ludens on the video we saw, he had 6 stacks on that guy. So it's basically like Ludens that sprouts out per charge. But if you hit a target that's unique in the jungle, it's going to do 40 and then 5 times the 35%. So it's going to do 5 times that. So it's going to be 175%. Okay, so if you hit a solo target with max stacks, you're not going to do 100% damage. You're going to do 275% damage. Okay? So you're nearly tripling this. So you're essentially doing 110 here, plus like 20% of your AP. So imagine if you have like 500 AP. That's another 100 damage and another 100 here. So about 200 on a unique target. So that's very, very interesting. But this is damaging abilities consume shot. So this is basically like it gets blocked by minions, much like Ludens. But it's a bit more stackable now, which is, I would agree, I would say that's a better design for Ludens. I love this item design. Like, it empowers mages a bit more in rotation in the jungle. So yeah, you can get a 200 extra damage like late game with just proccing the passive on a single target. So that's awesome. Again, notice something? We still haven't seen any health on these items. Storm Surge, 2.9k, even cheaper. AP, 10 Magic Pen, 5% movement speed. This is just a kill item, essentially. Storm Raider, dealing 35% of champions max health within 3 seconds, applies Storm Surge to them, and grants the user 25% movement speed. So, basically like a built-in phase rush, but based on the enemy damage. Designed to deal with the squishies. So something like Syndra, picking this item, gets movement speed, drops a WQE on somebody, gets extra movement speed again. So you get Storm Raider Surge. Passive, Storm Surge. After 2 seconds, Storm Surge strikes the target with lightning, dealing 100 to 200 plus 50% magic to them. If they die to the lightning or before the lightning strikes, he detonates immediately in a large area around him and you gain 30 gold. Okay? Do you guys notice this? Do you guys notice the pattern? Now, if you go to Twitter and type in like from lol zap and you look at like a type like item or something like that, item changes, you're gonna find tweets of me saying like how there's like a lot of lack of diversity in items. And something that's like an executioner, something that's like a collector, something that snowballs is necessary. This is a very, very snowbally item with basically giving you nothing else. The Magic Pen, again, not that great if enemies can buy against you. It's good to punish squishies. It's very, it like puts control into your hands. If you're good and you pick this up in mid game and you snowball with it, you're great. If this goes to late game, the item's probably not going to be worth jack shit. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. I think these numbers are a bit crazy though. So like if you have like 500 AP, like you do 400 damage essentially. 450. Like how crazy is that? But yeah, we'll see. Okay, Haunting Guys is back. It's only 1300. Yeah, they'll probably lower this percent at some point. I mean, depending on how, like, I'm not sure how easy it is to land this, so it's kind of hard to say. Like, this might very well be like a Vagar's W, and it's not going to be, like, landable without hardcore CC, so. Amplifying Tome, Ruby Crystal, 500 gold. 35 AP, 200 health, for each second in combat with enemy champs, deal 2% damage. Max 6, not 10. So, maybe the upgraded version will be more. Essentially like this is gonna be more a tank leaning thing. You want to be longer in fight, you want to be burning like Swain, bread and butter, stuff like that. Crypt Bloom, Blighting Jewel, Fiendish Codex, 850, 30% Magic Pen. So this is like a secondary version of Void Staff, because Void Staff is not written to being removed. So it's gonna be in a secondary version of Void Staff that leans more into utility, because you get haste, but you get less pen by 10%. Life from Death. Whenever you get a takedown on an enemy champion within 3 seconds of damaging, create a healing Nova on their location that heals allies for 50 plus 50% AP. Wow, that's interesting. But it does have a massive cooldown. So if it is passive, you can kill an enemy, you get a healing Nova. So this is like crazy for teamfight. More utility-esque champs, like let's say you want Orianna, you know, you pick up Orianna. It's very easy for Orianna to get takedowns because you're always shielding your teammates. You pop a nuke, you still get your pen, you get more haste. You drop a combo, you heal your teammates as a control mage in a fight. Same for Lissandra, same for stuff like that. Very, very interesting. Riftmaker, Haunting Guys, yeah, that's gonna be the Riftmaker. Because it's no longer a mythic. Haunting Guys, Codex, 800 gold. 70 AP, 15 haste, HP, see? This is the first time we've seen HP on a mage item. First time we scrolled so fucking long and we got to an actual tank, like mage bruiser item. And it finally has HP. This is exactly how it should be. Void Corruption. For each second in combat, enemy to deal 2% bonus damage. Max 10%. Yeah, the max goes up. But the Omnivamp is nerfed for ranged. Okay. Again, stuff like Swain. You pop this on Swain, you go in, you do extra damage the longer you're in. And you're healing. Void Infusion gain 2% of your bonus health as AP. So again, stuff like Vladimir. Like Swain's gonna be rocking this. Omnivamp updated with the following. Now only exists on a Riftmaker. Omnivamp heals you for a percentage of damage you deal. They're reduced for minions and monsters. Heals you for the full amount with pet or AoE. Interesting. And we got Lindry's Torment. Haunting Guise, Blasting Wound, 850. 90 AP, 300 health. Dealing damage with abilities cause enemies to burn for 2% for 3 seconds. So no AP scaling. Notice that. No AP scaling and 2% flat. That's a big amount. That's better than current. So it gives you very, very good stats and a crazy good anti-tank regardless of your AP. Passive Suffering for each second in combat with damage gain 2% up to 6. So 3 seconds of this. Again, anti-tank bruisery fight item. Right? This will no longer be something that's very good for Vel'Koz. Unfortunately. Even though we want to go like Luden's Lion Race. It can be alright in certain games, especially if you want to deal with a bunch of tanks. Let's say they have 3 hardcore tanks. Like, yeah, like your job is to kill frontline, go for it. So it's going to be interesting. Horizon Focus. This is the one that caught my eye, and like, let's go into it. Look at this. 2700. Cheap. My reasoning, I'm thinking the parallel is instantly Umbral Glaive. Anti-Umbral Glaive. How cool is this? 90 AP. Okay, so you're getting very, very good stats. Ability haste, again, no HP. They traded in the HP. Hyper Shot. When you deal damage with an ability to champion 700 range or greater, reveal them for 6 seconds. So like before, deal extra damage to them for 10%. But look at this. They traded HP for this. When revealing an enemy with Hyper Shot, reveal all other enemy champions within 1200 range of them. 30-second cooldown. So let's say you're dancing around a Baron or Dragon fight. They're over the pit. You shoot a cube blind across the screen. You hit somebody. You get vision of them. Bah! You just get their entire positioning. It's a tactical utility item. So they didn't lean into the... You know how when I was saying about Horizon Focus, there are 2 Horizon Focus variants that Riot should do. One is an execution one is the utility one. And they shifted the execution idea to a different item, and they didn't tie it to the long range. But there is now Mage execution nonetheless, and you get like extra gold for it, like a collector. And they transition Horizon Focus into a utility tactical vision item, anti-Umbral Glaive. So it's incredible for support stuff. It's incredible for utility mid laners who want to control the team fight if you want to dig deep. Incredible stuff. I love it. 30-second cooldown seems great, so this is not broken. So you don't get vision all the time. Like within 30 seconds, a team fight can be initiated and basically broken. But the team has 30 seconds, or with this knowledge of 2-second snapshot of the enemy comp, they have time to organize their forces and to deal with the upcoming threat. I love it. Absolutely love it. So cool. Woo! Seeker's Arm Guard. Item recipe, Amplified Tome, Cloth Armor, 500 gold. 40 AP, 35 armor. So, stat-wise, it's dog shit. But it gives you stasis. Use one time only to become invulnerable, untargetable. The user is permitted from taking any other actions during the time into Broken Arm Guard. Now, they didn't list the Broken Arm Guard. What is the Broken Arm Guard? And does it go into Zhonya? So I'm guessing it does, right? Otherwise, it would just be kind of crazy. Stat-wise, the item sucks. But the fact that you have one stasis usage, you definitely want it like in crucial team fights. You want to get it. Now, what do you do after with it? I'm not sure. Does it lock you into building Zhonyas, or can you not build it at all? That's like an interesting choice. But I'm guessing it goes into Zhonyas. But Zhonyas is expensive. You need another 50-100 to combine it. Shadow Flame. Here's the one we looked at. Oh my god. Larger alternator, 850. 12 pen, 120 damage. fucking A. Crazy, man. Magic damage and true damage critically strikes enemies below 35% health, dealing 20% increased damage, reduced to 30% increase for damage over time and pet effects. Like, I'm guessing reduced to 30% increased damage over time. Like, I don't understand what this means. Because here they have 20 and then reduced to 30 for damage over time. I'm not sure what does this mean. I have no idea what does this mean. I think this is like some sort of... I don't think it's 30% of 20% because that's just nothing. I think I think they just reverse these. I think here's 30%, here's 20%. I think that's what they wanted. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard. We kind of have to guess. Yeah, like this, like 30% of 20 is like 6. It's just dog shit. I don't know. I'm not sure. I like my guess is that they reversed it, but we'll see. Either way, this is not like a massive increase, but good enough to give you the execution item, kill enemies item, make choices, make decisions when building items. Don't build whatever the fuck bullshit you build and you still get everything. So you get this item, wow, so good. Okay, you go in a team fight, your team is losing, enemies never go low. You never get to proc this item, dog shit. And you just thought you were broken and clever, and now you can't control the waves, you have no mana, you run out of mana, you have no CDR, once you miss your combo, you suck, and if your team is weak and they can't get enemies low, you are fucking useless. I love it. Okay? It's a tactical item. It's a tactical decision to build it, you know? There's so many cases where this item will not be that relevant, but there's so many cases where it's going to snowball the game and break it. I love it. That's what items should be. Okay. I will buy that item every game. Good for you. Cosmic Drive. I don't think they're gonna touch it that much because it looks pretty much like it looks like it fits the current idea of what the game they're going. AP, health, ability haste, 25 haste, move speed, damaging enemy champ grants move speed for 2 seconds. That's it. Very, very simple movement speed stuff like we're very used to. Amp Tome. Cost is now 400. Can you believe we actually did it? Wait, what? Wait, is blasting one now 850 though? Wait, like they will ruin the economy. Like the entire economy will shatter. You can't peddle 20 AP for 400 gold and then charge 850 for 40 gold. For 40 AP. Like the value is like you're supposed to get better value at the more expensive packs. It's like gacha gaming 101. You know? They need to lower the blasting one to 799 to make it a good bait. So yeah, we'll see. Wait, we can do the math. Blasting one catalyst. Wait, catalyst is 1100, right? Is that 1100? What? No, I can't. I don't know. Wait, let's see. Let's find one where we know the Haunting Guys is 1300. 1300. So you have 1.7k. 850. They didn't lower it. It's 850 still. Crazy. Crazy, man. Makes no sense. Okay, we got Rod of Ages. 50 AP, 300 health, 300 mana. That's it. Simple. Simple as that. No bullshit. Like, giving you haste. Why the fuck would Rod of Ages give you haste on, like, your stacking thing, but it wouldn't give you haste here? It just makes no sense. So now that's removed. It's a cheap Rod. It gives you the scaling. And the key value of this item, the item is dog shit. It's not that great. The good thing is that it's cheap. It promotes you a little bit of scaling, but it gives you a level. Upon reaching max stacks, gain level. This level thing is what provides the big value of the item. So, yeah. You have 10 minutes to scale upon purchasing it, and that's when it goes good. PB goes down in 30 minutes for 2 hours, and then we play after, right? I guess we gotta go all night tonight. Fuck! I streamed 21 hours yesterday, guys. I have to go all night. I have to go all night. I have to go all night. Oh, baby. I will call in sick. Yeah, same. I'm calling in sick right now. Hello? Brenzolor? I will not be... Oh, wait. Fuck! This is my job. Piece of shit. Anyway. There's a lot of items here. Which I don't really care about. There's a Brutalizer. It's back. Brutalizer is back. 1337. I'm happy about that. There's like glowing mode. There's a lot of like interesting ones. But nothing like too crazy, too game breaking. Nothing I really care about that much. Mage items are the big deal. There's a lot of items that like... And if people complain... Okay. If people complain about those mage items for all the new AP, pen, damage, it looks broken, looks like it's gonna do crazy damage.
What's the matter, Targon?
This item has 80 MR! If you cry about all the mage items giving you damage and stuff, there's an item that gives you 80 MR. Okay? If you ever lean into an assassin AP build and forgo control of the game and waves and AP or getting mana and haste, you're fucked if they build this. They block for 18% of max health, they got 80 MR, and you're fucked. Okay? It's a good MR item. So it goes both ways. So itemization will be key. And it's going to be great to see how it evolves. I'm so excited. Anyway, that's all the changes for now, right? That's all we got here. Holy moly. Incredible stuff. Dude, I love it. I love it. I love what's happening. I'm a fat potato. Thank you so much for 4 months, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. Guys, I think we got a new orange video ready for you. It's gonna be so good, man. I honestly can't wait. I can't wait for all the changes. When will season 14 be out? January. It will be out on live servers in January. On PB, it's gonna be very, very soonish. Yeah, that's the review. We can have like a big review, short reviews. I don't know. Follow your heart. I think all the item rundown could go pretty well. What is your post? What is your post? Can you link me your Reddit post that you said?
I'm ready to be your sous chef and consultant on PBE builds later today, 07.
Oh, hell yeah. Sounds good. We can theory craft together. Thank you for the 100 bits crackers. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, apparently Zhonya is gonna be 120 AP, but again, who cares? Who cares? 11:30 PST, the platform will be unavailable playing for me. We estimate the game time will be unavailable for approximately 2 hours. So now, that's what, in 30 minutes, right? PST. Yeah, that's in 30 minutes. In 28 minutes in PST. It's gonna go down. So 10:30 PM, it's my time. It's essentially planned to go up. We want to log into PB and we want to play a lot. So, yeah. I got a link Spider Axe thing. Let's see. New AP item Storm Surge. This is the big explosion if it kills. I'm not sure how much I like this interaction of the item. I like that the nuke comes off after. This is like the big one. The issue is if you kill, it's gonna blow up, right? I like the fact that we have like some sort of reward for you getting a kill as a mage. You need to get a little bit like either execution value or like extra gold for capitalizing on a kill and whatever. The fact that it blows up immediately and punishes your teammates, I'm not sure about that one. This might get changed. This actually might get changed, this big one. Because you need to reward.
What's the matter, Targon?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Losing
Cool like a rat and Zhonya. Welcome back, fellas. Thank you for 2 months and 9. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bros. So yeah, this thing is pretty cool. I like that. I'm just not sure about the interaction, because when you get a kill and reward a mage for getting an assassination, you ideally want them to recall to cash out that reward. But if they get a kill so much that it blows up in your teammates' faces, that's very Katarina-esque, that's very like Kane-esque. You're getting punished for your teammate terrible mistake. Your teammate mispositions, gets blown up, you get punished. You know, like those kinds of things kind of like defile the basic gameplay mechanic, which is like play, outplay, gain lead potential. Okay, when you actually kill somebody, you don't gain lead, you gain lead potential, because you have more tempo and you have more gold than the enemy by killing him. Neither of those are instantly utilized. Okay, that's why it violates the core principle. Neither of those are instantly utilized. You get to utilize the tempo. Do you push? Do you fix the wave? Do you reset? Do you rotate? What do you do with that extra tempo? Okay, very often you're gonna go push, greed, get punished. Okay, so you didn't capitalize on the potential. You threw the potential. And secondly, you get the gold value, which you don't get to utilize unless you recall. Once you recall, you cash out. But what does the recall cost you? Tempo. That's the beauty of this game. And items like this and reset mechanics in general, like the old school Master Yi reset mechanic, the Tristana reset that when AP Tristana existed, Katarina mechanic, when Kane goes into you and just crushes you and like you get punished by your teammate shit positioning. Those are the things that kind of violate this principle, and they mess you up. So we'll see how this goes. My guess is this is gonna get changed a little bit. We'll see. Okay, we got that, and we got a Reddit link. Oh boy. Okay, chat, get on your hazmat suits. We're going on Reddit. Okay, let's see what's up over here. Dear Velkus, Shen, and Z mains. What? Dear Velkus, Shen, and Z mains to Velkus mains. Hello, Velkus mains. We are disturbed by how Riot has been treating our champs. The ignorance now almost feels intentional. We are happy for the buff, but we know about the issue and the 16-day boycott you had to collaborate on in order to get Riot attention. A Zap's removed post. Oh shit! A Zap removed post. Damn. It got removed. You have had your best and biggest content creators at wow. Thank you guys. All the issues of Velkus, and as a community have all been vocal about how bad Velkus is, from his to overall damage and the bug, whatever. What is surprising that Riot themselves were not even aware how Velkus' low win rate, and funny enough, I mean, saying, it's like, this is the stupidness of Reddit, because saying Riot themselves were not even aware of Velkus' low win rate is probably not true, because that was just one clip of August, who is part of Riot. But if you write August, this gets locked and banned and burned. Okay, so you can't mention people. That's the worst part. You can't even say balance team or like people who are like working champ design. That's still like talking about an entity, and you get fucking burnt and deleted. It's so stupid, you know. It just doesn't do anything for the communication. And Final actually said the opposite when Velkus was first brought up, saying he's winning a lot of games until Riot noticed how low his win rate actually is. And this is only here because it's our Velkus. If this was on our League of Legends, it would get banned because you're mentioning a rioter. Rioter, you're inciting hate and violence. The buff, as we all know, that the result of it were exactly what I mentioned not to do was done. Not only that, but when Riot mentioned they have...
What's the matter, Targon? Losing your grip?
No, I understand, Virum. I understand. It's just it's the nature of communication on this dogshit platform. I'm telling you. Insar, thank you so much for 10, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back, brother. Thanks, man. Okay. They Riot mentioned that they haven't been getting constructive feedback about Vel'Koz, and the only feedback was received as champ is trash. Ignoring all what the Vel'Koz mains and the community have been noting. What has been disturbing the most is that as opposed to the main league subreddit kept getting removed by the mods. That was disturbing indeed. Not a surprise one bit, because like whenever you post there, it's the Twilight Zone. I don't know, man. It's like fucking crop circles. Like it's just a mystical fucking Bermuda Triangle. You just post and you don't know what's gonna happen. That's why I was hesitant to make a post in the first place, because you're just investing a bunch of effort that's gonna go nowhere. But I wouldn't be able to like chill if I didn't do it in the first place, because I would feel like I'm not doing enough. But like it's just League subreddit. We've been constantly caring about our champs, providing suggestions. Ignore Z main's outrage, Shen main outrage. Shen main's managed to get the whole boycott, which is done at the scale that's never been done before. The pains they had on the planned collaborative effort turned to have little to no change done to the playstyle of the champion, which was the goal of the boycott in the first place. If that didn't work, then what will? Yeah, precisely. That's why I'm saying like we don't have to do the boycott anymore. Nothing. It's like Riot just made their position clear. Then they're misunderstanding the character problem. They're just trying to keep him up to date, and they're trying to deal with the symptom instead of the disease. They're just trying to fix Vel'Koz for the patch 2, 3, however many, and not deal with the core issue, and just leave us in the dark, which is fair enough. Again, they can do that on it. Justice for our champs. I love the poster, dude. ZVS. Guys, vote ZVS in 2024. We're gonna take down Joe Biden. Okay, we're gonna Biden blast him. Well, skill issue. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. 3 presidents. Hey, yo. Don't go there. That's... He'll easily counter it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean it's a cool post. I don't know what to add on top of this one. It's a cool post, like laying out the problems, but again, there's pretty much nothing we can do. It's all in Riot hands. They do it, they do it. Yeah. What will be happening? Anything else that I'm missing? Anything else we have to react to? You also have, what do you think about Ludus removed? It's not removed. It's just changed item now. What did they do with Hullbreaker? Did they... Wait. Did they say specifically Hullbreaker is getting removed? Tank items. So Hullbreaker did not get removed. Did it actually not get removed? It's reworked. Oh, there it is. Oh, Tunneler Nether Shard Pickaxe goes into it. 65 AD, 350 health, movement speed. Okay. Skipper. Basic attacks grant a stack up to a maximum of 5 stacks. Attacking enemy champion or an epic monster will at max stack consumable stack deal 150% bonus AD. Increase to 400 against structures. This is better than before. Yeah. Nearby all allied siege supermarines gain 15 to 90 bonus armor and MR based on level. I would have liked to see only getting armor, because usually the characters that build Hullbreaker are essentially immune to magic damage dealers. So if you're a character... Oh shit. Lag? Wait a second. Is Sony chewing my cables? Wait. Why the fuck are we lagging? Go bed, Zap. What is happening, man? He's not chewing cables, guys. He's here. Get fucked.